Hey everybody, it's Eric from Let'sStartInvesting.com showing you how a 401k can affect your paycheck. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how a 401k affects your take-home pay so you can decide how much to contribute so you can still pay all your bills and do all the things you want to do for fun. And stick around to the end and I'll show you on my computer an actual example of how it would look and give you that address so you could actually go on and do it yourself and plug in your own numbers to give you the real answer on how it would affect your paycheck. And if you like this video, I ask go ahead and hit like and subscribe to the channel so that anytime I release a new video, you'll be the first to know. Alright, so a 401k is basically your standardized employer retirement plan, right? So if you have a good employer that offers you a retirement system, usually it's in the form of a 401k. So how is it going to affect your paycheck? It's a great question. So typically what will happen is you're going to have money that you want to invest, whether it be a percentage of your pay or just a lump sum. And then you're going to take that money and it's going to be invested. But it's not going to always be the same amount that you're investing subtracted from your pay. And the reason that is because taxes. So when you invest in a 401k, it's tax deferred, which means that they're taking the money out of your account before taxes are applied to your paycheck. So the benefit to that means you're not going to have to pay taxes on that income yet because you're not using it right now. You're going to use it later. So typically what will happen is you'll get the opportunity to withdraw that when you retire, and at that point you'll have to pay taxes on it. But in the meantime, you'll have more take-home pay so you can spend it on the things you need to spend it on now. So there are options that you can do that you can actually invest now and have it all taxed, and then just later on down the road it will be tax-free. And that's called a Roth IRA, which is an individual retirement account, but that's not really the topic of this video right now. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in the article that goes along with this video. But in the meantime, I just want to teach you how it's going to affect your paycheck. So the first thing you need to know is whether or not your employer matches your contributions. So some companies every company is very different. So let's just give you an example. If you have a company that offers 3% of your pay, they'll match it 100%. That means that if you make like your paycheck, and you contribute 3% of your pay to retirement, they'll match it whatever you put in. So that's awesome, right? That's free money. So that means you're basically getting a 3% raise just by plugging money in because they're going to put it in your retirement account. So what other companies will do is they'll have a tiered system where they might say, okay, for the first 3% that you contribute, we'll give you a 100% match. But then for the second 3%, we'll give you a 50% match. And then that's all we're going to do up to like $5,000 a year. And that up to means if you make a lot of money, right? The more you make, then they're going to cap it off at some point because they don't want to just keep paying you more and more money. So let's go ahead and give you an example, and I'm going to show you how to do that right here on the computer. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that somebody makes $1,700 twice a month. And then we're going to show that tiered system of the employer matching the first 3% up to 100%, and then the second 3% up to 50%, and show you how that affects your paycheck. And I think you'll actually be a little surprised. Alright, so here we are on the paycheckcity.com/calculator/401k. Now, the awesome thing is I was looking all over the place for a good calculator for paychecks, and it just seems like this is actually one of the easiest ones to use. So I don't own this website, and I haven't really talked to them at all, so this is basically just a free plug for them. So I'm going to go ahead and put some numbers in here just to show you that example that I was talking about and show you how it would affect your paycheck. Alright, so you'll see here that we're just going to say a random check day, and I'm going to say I live in California. No, we'll say Arizona, why not? And we'll say, like I said, that our gross pay is going to be $1,700, and we get paid per pay period. And we're going to say semi-monthly, which means twice a month. Right, and then we're going to say single. We're going to go ahead and leave all this stuff the same. I'm not going to have any exemptions, so everyone's a little different. And then I'll just pick a random tax and we'll say employee contribution, we'll say 6% of the gross pay. All right, so in my example, I had actually said that it was going to be 3%, 100%, and then 3% at 50%. So based on that tiered system, it would actually average out to 4.5% of your 6% contribution. Now, if you were to give more money and say you were to contribute 20%, well, they're only going to match up to, like I said, the certain amount. So that's why we're doing this. And so we'll say that they have a contribution limit of $5,000 a year, which we're not going to actually reach based on this example. And that's it. All we do is hit calculate. All right, so now you'll see exactly what that looks like. So you'll see that the current taxes you saved was $16.52, and that's because of the amount that was not taxed by your 401k. So it took your $1,700, took out your contribution that you were making, your 6%, and then taxed the remainder. And so it actually affects your pay by about $85 instead of your contribution, which was $102. So that just goes to show you the power of a 401k, is that your $102 contribution plus the $76.50 that your employer matched your pay, that's all going to get invested for you. And all it really cost you was $85 because your taxes ate up some of those costs by not including it when they tax that income. So you can see that broken down right here again. Shows semi-annual gross pay. You got $1,700 for the paycheck. And then you also still got your other stuff that's going to get taken out. Your federal taxes, Social Security, Medicare, the whatever state taxes you have. And then it shows you your contribution from your employer and then your own contribution. Now, the difference between this and let's say you had a Roth IRA is that instead of it getting taken out after taxes, you would actually be taxed on everything, and then they would take out the $102. So not a very big difference. You would pay, your paycheck would drop that $16 that you saved initially, and the benefit to that is that you won't be taxed later. All right, so that just goes to show you the power of this investing tool. So hopefully that helps you out. So like I said earlier, the website, if you want to use it, is www.paycheckcity.com/calculator/401k. This part is actually because of what we just filled out. So, and I'll actually include that in the description so you can see it yourself. All right, so hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how you can calculate it yourself. I showed you like where you can go to do it, but basically whatever you decide to contribute, you're not going to see that exact difference taken out of your paycheck because of the fact that some of it wasn't taxed. So that's just kind of give you an idea, and it should kind of like make you feel a little bit better too, because you're not actually missing out on as much money up front, right? So that's like one of the benefits that I think of when I think of contributing. And I love the fact that my employer is paying me more money to contribute to myself and save for my future. So really, I think having a retirement plan is essential to your wealth and continued growth. And I think that everybody should have some contributions going to a retirement plan. Now, if you don't like your 401k and you'd rather have more control of that, you can open an individual retirement account yourself through any major brokerage, and you can basically decide how to allocate it, whether it be if you want to do mostly stocks, bonds, or what your risk tolerance is, and you can have complete control of your retirement account. So the benefit to that is, like I said, you have more control. There's usually less fees than an employer 401k, but the benefit to that 401k, like I said, is that they're contributing also with you, and you're not going to get that with an IRA. And then a Roth IRA, if you're interested in opening one of those accounts, then the benefit to that is you're going to get taxed up front now, and then when you do pull it out later, at that time it will not be taxed, whereas your 401k will be taxed later when you withdraw it. So that's the major differences between a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, and a 401k. So hopefully that kind of gives you a better understanding of how all those processes work. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. Throw them down in the comments. I'll answer every single one. And like I said, if you like the video, go ahead and like it, hit subscribe, and you'll see many more of these videos to come. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.